توب ستوريز من وطن الكرامة.
Hello, welcome to Watan al-Karama News Channel. It is 9 p.m. our time for top stories, and we start with the latest developments in Libya. Media reports that Fathi Migbari, the candidate for membership of the Council of the Presidential Unity Government, intends to withdraw his candidacy from the government. Migbari withdrew in the case of the insistence of the UN envoy to Libya Bernardino Leon to proceed with the formation of the government by 3 deputies with the failure to resolve the dilemma of decision-making in the Presidential Council. Migbari candidate for the National Unity Government, and he was proposed by UN envoy to Libya, Bernardino Leon, to be the first deputy head of the government. UN envoy to Libya, Bernardino Leon, claimed that the dialogue sessions that took place recently in the Moroccan city of Sekhirat and negotiations are currently conducted with the various Libyan parties are in the interests of the all Libyans. Leon told a news conference in Cairo that everyone should work on finding means of getting back to the agreement process and exert efforts to avoid the loss of what he called an opportunity compatibility. The UN envoy claimed that everyone in Libya will feel that this is a good deal for them if approved and achievable. During his speech, Leon didn't mention anything about the civilians who came out in the Kish Square to express themselves peacefully to reject his government before terrorist militias, which Leon seeks to annex them to the army, harm them. A panel discussion today kicked off on the challenges facing the media in the Libyan Cultural Center in the Spanish capital in Madrid. The seminar, which was sponsored by the UNESCO office in Tripoli in partnership with the Spanish Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, came to support freedom of expressions and independent media in Libya, and included episode 20 of owners and managers of Libyan media and experts from UNESCO to discuss the practical challenges facing the decision makers. It also tackled development policies in line with the best international practices. The participants stressed their commitment to the recommendations made at the first meeting in July 2015. These meetings take place in Spain, that is home to UN envoy Bernardino Leon, who seeks to pass the Brotherhood government and return militias to political scene. A spokesman for the General Command of the Arab Libyan Armed Forces, Major Mohammed Hijazi, reported that the armed forces were able to drop the helicopter in Al Maya area belonging to the Libyan Drew militia set off from Ma'atiga base in Tripoli. At least a dozen people were killed after the crash, including 2 leaders of Libya Drew militia, and they are called Hassan Boudia and Suhaib Ramah. Terrorist Libya Drew militia controlled the capital Tripoli since more a year, and they implement a campaign of mass arrests against civilians. The commander of Battalion Number 204 tanks, Colonel Mahdi al-Barghafi, is wounded in battles against the armed terrorist groups in Benghazi. A reporter for Watan al-Karama channel said that Colonel al-Barghafi suffered a minute-footing injury during clashes in Hawari area, pointing out that one element of the forces supporting the army was matched during those battles. This came a day after the disclosure of conspiracy during which terrorist leader Wissam Hamid tried to recruit elements of Battalion Number 204 tanks and assassinate Colonel Mahdi al-Barghafi. Spokesman for Benina Air Base Operations, Nasser Al-Hasi, confirmed that the Air Force are able to strike a blow directly to a secret meeting of senior terrorist leaders in Hawari district west of Benghazi. Al-Hasi noted that the operation was implemented by coordination between the Operations Department and the men of intelligence in Hawari area. He added that the process was successfully implemented. And still in Libya, Libyan Red Crescent told the International Organization for Migration IOM that watercraft 40 crops to shores of Libya near the ports of Ziletin and Al Khumsa. A spokesman for the international organization, Joel Millman, that the bodies may be the victims of a boat crash a week ago. IOM data indicated that nearly 3,200 migrants and refugees have died while they were trying to cross the Mediterranean this year, and the majority of those were on their way from Libya to Italy. And now we transfer to the Arab arena, and especially in Israel. Israel carried out airstrikes in the Gaza Strip on Tuesday, and after Palestinian militants there fired a rocket into southern Israel. Hamas is accountable for all attacks emanating from the Strip, Israeli army spokesman Peter Lerner tweeted. Officials and witnesses said the early morning airstrikes targeting 2 locations belonging to terrorist Daesh to group Hamas, causing no injuries. Gaza militants fired a rocket into Israel late yesterday. Israeli military said causing no damage and no injuries. And we transfer to Syria. France will host an international meeting on Syria, inclusive the most prominent regional and international parties concerned by the crisis. According to French sources, Foreign Minister of Germany, Britain, Saudi Arabia, Turkey and United States will participate in the meeting. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov called for greater cooperation in talks on the Syria conflict today. And France hosts further talks with representatives from the United States, Europe, Jordan and Turkey. The talks in France, which were expected to focus on the fight against terrorist Daesh group, did not include Syria's allies Russia and Iran. Lavrov said Russia had not been invited to the talks and was not aware of its aim. The Russian foreign minister said Moscow was aiming to create a consensus with the US-led coalition fighting terrorist Daesh group, in which groups to target in Syria. A major earthquake struck the remote Afghan northeast on Monday, killing more than 3,000 people in Afghanistan and nearby northern Pakistan, injuring hundreds and sending shocks waves, as far New Delhi officials said. Pakistani rescue authorities said today they were optimistic about the ongoing relief operations to help the victim of earthquake that hit the country a day earlier, as rescuers struggle to form a clear picture of the damage caused by the disaster due to the difficult terrain. Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and army commanders visited affected regions in the northwest Pakistan. Returning from that trip, Pakistani Information Minister Rashid said that civil military authorities were working to reach out to all those affected by the 7.5 magnitude quake. He said Pakistan's army damage assessment effort in quake-hit areas was in progress, while ISR missions were flying over the affected areas. My audience, that is a wrap-up of our top stories for today. For much more, you can check our website, www.watanilkarama.tv. Thanks very much for being with us. My greeting, Rانيا البليدى.